So, Rayman is quite the popular game, but I do actually wonder how many of the people that have played Rayman has actually ever read his manual, or the manual to the game. Because recently I thought, I've actually never read through it before. So I recently did, and I found out there are some interesting things in the manual, which are just wrong, and I feel like most people do not know. And I mean, some people might not even know what a manual is nowadays, because, well, most games just do not ship with them at all, because, well, they're not really that needed. But I just thought, you know what, let's go through Rayman's manual, and, well, I'll tell you about some of the more interesting things I found. The first off, of course, table of contents just tells you about where everything is. Controls, nothing wrong here. Then comes the introduction. Now, the introduction here is the same as in like the intro cutscene, though there are some differences, and that is after he says, "Sorry, folks, this apparently can't last." There's another line of text which is, "Do you want to play or what?" Basically, like, "Oh, you want the game?" Though that's not in the cutscene. And after that, everything is normal again until we get to here. After he says, "Rayman to the rescue. As the guardian of this world, he must free the Electoons, recapture the Great Protoon from its mysterious kidnapper, and reassemble them all to restore the world harmony." Now, I'm not really sure what he means by reassemble them all. So, I wonder if was the Great Protoon supposed to be, like, split up into pieces? Unless he means, like, I'm supposed to free the Electoons and recapture the Great Protoon. And that is what he counts as reassembling them all. So this entire, like, small paragraph here, that is just not present in the game. And also, we haven't heard as Rayman as the guardian of the world either. We just knew Rayman as Rayman, which is quite interesting. Other than that, it's just the basics about, okay, yes, there are 6 Electoons in every stage. And you have to. Also, it does say in the manual, in order to empty the Candy Chateau level, you must first free all the Electoons in the first 5 worlds. Now, the word first here makes me feel like, oh, it's supposed to be more, but I'm guessing that's just. I mean, it isn't wrong to say first 5 words. But yeah, so even in the manual, it did say you need to actually 100% the game to actually to actually beat the game. Now, other than that, I don't think there is too many things else I really saw that were, like, weird. Something I did not remember, at least. I don't think it's here. But yeah, starting the game, you can either use a memory card or a password system. Which I will go more into that later, because it shows more on that. Now, here we have the information available on your screen. And something funny here is the fact that if you see their life counter here, they used the cheat code to gain 99 lives. Because, well, apparently the game was too hard even for the developers. So that is quite interesting. Also something I could go back to, the fact that it's called power here. I'll come back to that later. Now, some interesting things here is that the fact that, like, the punching power, the one that lets you punch, it has an official name, and that is apparently Telescopic Fist. That is an interesting one. Yeah, I press the square button to get a punching fist. The longer you keep the button pressed, the further the fist will go. I know, like, the sentence is probably correct, but it just feels weird. You also get the power to hanging onto platforms, helicopter, running, and grabbing fist. Now something else, people usually do call the rings here for purple lumps, because that is what they're called from Rayman and Rayman 2. But apparently in this game, it is just called flying rings. So that is interesting. We also get the temporary power-ups there they talk about. The one you get from Tarsian, who gives you, like, the thing that lets you grow things. Super Helicopter is like the infinite helicopter here. Firefly is the one you gain for the Dark Stage. Now, interesting, these apparently aren't fairies, they're just flying blue elves. Which indicates that elves do exist, apparently, in this, because I guess? So, like, they aren't even fairies. It's interesting. It's a weird name, but I guess that is their official name in the first game, at least. And I don't remember if they ever come back in another game also. Now, improving your game, it tells you about some of the, like, other smaller power-ups here. And interestingly enough, powers is apparently, like, you see, if you go back here, you can see, yeah, okay, yeah, that's the number of lives. These symbols, they aren't health, they're power. Because of, so that is an interesting word difference. Maybe it's more like normal in French, but powers is quite interesting, yeah. So you start off with 3, and you can get more. So that is interesting, that health is basically, or health is counted powers, but I guess that's how it is. Now, lives is, of course, obvious. Speed ups, there are 3 different kind of speeds available, which is interesting because there is, if I remember correctly, you get 2 fist power-ups that you can get, like that's kind of temporary. That is the one that makes, yeah, increases the power, and the one that increases its speed. I don't really know what they mean by 3 different speeds available. Also, something else that is wrong, from what I have found out. Please note, your fist loses its power and its exceptional speed each time you are hit by enemy. That is wrong, I am relatively certain. I did look up some gameplay, because I don't have my PlayStation with me right now, where I live, so I couldn't really test it out, but I did saw some gameplay, and I've seen people get hit, and they do not lose their, like, golden fist or their speed up. So I don't know what they mean by this, unless they mean that if they qualify hit as dying. Things, of course, is, well, they have things. When he dies, you lose all the things, so you're basically never gonna get 100. Continuous, the same. Magician, nothing too interesting here. Oh yeah, okay, it does cost 10 things to take advantage of the, like, minigame thing. And it also tells you that if you get all of the things in this minigame, you get a bonus life. Photographer is, of course, the checkpoint system. Now, interestingly enough, saving the game, if you have a memory card, there isn't really too much of a... No, this is if you do not have a PlayStation memory card. The thing that is most interesting, and I don't remember at all, even though I'm pretty certain I used a password system when I was younger, because I didn't have a PlayStation 1 memory card. If you have not found all of the 6 Electron cages in a stage, and you save with a password, you lose all the progress. Because unless you have 6 cages in one stage, so from 1 to 5, the stage will be saved as an open stage, which will mean that you don't have any of the cages open at all. So if you do not have a memory card, you need to actually get all of the Electoons for that stage to be saved as fully completed. Which is interesting, to say the least. Though if you do have a memory card, there isn't really too much of a problem, and of course if you play the, like, 30th anniversary one, I don't think it really matters there, because I haven't played it, but I'm guessing you can just save as normal. Other than that, I don't really think there was too much else, other than, well, I guess they give you some brief descriptions of all of the worlds. I remember when I was younger, I didn't even know English. Somehow I thought it was Badland and not Band. I don't know how I missed that. But yeah. Blue Mountain, Picture City, Caves of Scops, and of course, Candy Chateau. And after everything, now that you know what to expect, plug in your joypad and get ready to play. Now, this was quite interesting to read through, just because of the fact that it just tells you something that is wrong. A lot of it are surprisingly, like, there are 2 things that are just kind of wrong, with the fact that, like, it thinks you lose your temporary power-ups or fist power-ups when you're hit, which is just wrong. And the fact, where is it? Well, like, maybe not wrong, but the fact that, like, there's text here which is not in the actual introduction. Also the fact that they did notify Rayman as the guardian of this world. I don't think, like... I don't remember specifically. I think it was like, you know, I mean, I guess there aren't so... Nah, actually, I don't. But, you know, it's quite interesting. It is quite interesting, and I'm guessing most people haven't even read through this, so just kind of a small look into the... Well, a small look. It was just a look at the original... or at least the PAL version of the manual for Rayman 1. That is the one I grew up with, well, at least Rayman for PAL is the one I grew up with, so it might be different for the, like, with MTCA. It might be different there, like the American release and such, but I don't know. This is what I have, and here there's some interesting things, but that is going to be it for today, so thank you all so very much for watching this. Hope you're all in a fantastic day, and bye-bye!